to happen like that. I understood why it happened, but I just thought we could have conducted ourselves in a better fashion. That was I just was really ashamed of us. And I'm not going to name names. I will say us, because we could have stopped that, and it did not stop quick enough. It shouldn't have happened, in my opinion. And I was really ashamed of us. I mean, I'm just thinking about that day, and I was just looking at his eyes, and that shouldn't have happened. I just expect us to rise up to the level. We shouldn't have done that. And but now that we know better, we can do better. So,
do you think the issue is more that people perhaps in the organization should confront individuals at an earlier stage before problems get out of hand?
I think we need to hold our leadership at a higher accountability. And I think we knew certain things were occurring for a while.
The board kind of let things, and I understand why they did that, but it went on a little bit too long. It should have been, something should have happened before it got to that point on the board, even.
So, I mean, and I don't want to point any fingers, because it happened, and I'm just, the good that can come out of the situation is that we know we shouldn't go there again. We have to be a little bit more, handle things in a better fashion, a little quicker.
Well, not to belabor this, but do you think that there's maybe a culture in the organization of a little too much politeness at early stages where things develop and people are not called to account?
No, I don't think you have to be evil. I don't think you have to.
I don't mean evil.
But I mean, what I'm saying is that I think you can still be direct, but maintain dignity. I think you can still get your point across and not belittle someone. Or I think it's really important to have people retain their dignity. And I just think that how that was carried out, it was very vengeful. And I don't know.
There was an agenda there.
Yeah, I just think it was planned, and I would say that was our lowest level on something like that.
Well, I think you've already answered this last question, but I'll ask it again just to reiterate. The future of the organization, you think there is one?
I think there's
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I definitely think there's one. And people think I'm an eternal optimist, but of course, if we didn't come here, every year, of course there's a future. I think, again, that it's going to take planning and individuals committed. Actually, it's going to be committed individuals with new members coming onto the board to bring us forth into the future. But I think it's going to take some people with vision in order for that to happen. Again, I think Les said once that, it starts from the bottom up in one of the speeches he did several years ago, but I would disagree. I would say it comes from the top down, because we're looking at our leadership to provide, we're looking at our leaders to provide strength and vision, and that's what we elect them for. And I just think that we just really need two engines, to really generate some more life into this organization. And I just really think that's going to happen. I think it's going to happen.
I think so. I think if I stopped coming to conventions for a couple of years and I came back, it's still going to be there. I wouldn't know what city it's in, but it's still going to be there. This organization isn't going to. There are too many committed individuals in this organization to let it go. There are just too many people here that would pick up, the pieces, so to speak, and keep this organization running. It may not look like it does today, but it's still going to be there in title and hopefully in substance. I I just truly see this organization around. I was thinking about this the other day, though. Maybe some of the reasons why we're losing members is, and I truly believe this, and this is just my opinion, but the internet. People don't have to go and meet anybody face to face anymore. And there are all kinds of chat rooms that you can go to and meet people. And you don't have to go out anymore. You don't have to go to a national organization or a local organization anymore. You can just go into your own room where your computer is, and you've got access to all kinds of men. A lot of people just don't have to go out anymore.
There's a BWMT chat room.
Yeah.
You know, but the interesting thing is that I think that I just really think we have to go with the times and really. I would like to see a powwow, a weekend in which we really have a good powwow about where we see ourselves in 5 years and come up with another strategic plan and move forward. Maybe start with a focus group, you know, and really just sit down and just go through those motions. That's where it starts. You know, because I know it can be done. I really believe it can be done, but I just think it cannot be the same old humdrum thing.
Right.
It just can't. I think we could do both. I think we have to realize that we're going to have individuals who will just be social, but if we can just gain more individuals who are willing to give some of their time, I think that really moves in the right direction.
And the statement of purpose is a very noble statement of purpose. And you mentioned like another 5-year plan. And I agree with that statement because that plan would give this organization a focus and another purpose to keep moving forward. The statement of purpose is nice, but if you haven't got anything to back it up, then why do we have one? A 5-year plan, I think, would give this organization something to focus on and something to plan for. Now, you know, it may not be perfect, but nothing really ever is. But it's something to strive for. You know, if you don't put the bar here, how are you going to know if you've ever reached it?
And also, just another piggyback is that I know that our statement of purpose continues to grow. You know, we really have to stop being about empty rhetoric. What are we doing? You know, what are we doing about it? I think we have to be willing to alter that statement of purpose to reflect what we truly are about. And I think it goes back to the debate about the name change. Should we change our name to be politically correct, or should we be willing to take a stand and say, this is who we are, this is our organization, other people, other colors are welcome, but we are black and white men together. The same holds true for our statement of purpose. You know, we are about racism and homophobia. We certainly are about HIV, AIDSism. We are certainly about, you know, sexism. Are we actively fighting those isms? I just think that's something for a focus group to really thrash out. I'm not saying what we should go, but I'm saying is that we should scale back our focus. We should go back to doing what we do well and work on that, strengthen that, and then if we want to look at that at a later time, that's something else. But I really think we should be about doing, you know, starting with a restructuring of our statement of purpose. You know, that's just something what I think.
To conform to what we're actually doing. Which is focusing on racism.
I would say to conform. I would say that to be more in alignment to what we're doing. That's not conforming. You know, I just think we have to be very careful about empty rhetoric, about being politically correct. It's a noble task. It's a noble thing to do. But if we're not going to do anything about it, then I think it's empty words. And I just think if that's what we are about, we have to have the balls to say that. And I don't think anybody's going to fault us for saying we're about about racism and homophobia. You know, we certainly support, and other isms. You know, it's not like we are saying we're no longer for this, but it's about saying we are narrowing our focus to these particular tasks that we do well.
Well, is there anything you'd like to add
God,
to this more than 2-hour interview?
anything else you want to say?
No, I just, the only thing I can say is, you know, I'm not the same person I was when I first joined this organization. And I have a lot of, you know, thanks to give to this organization. And, you know, I go back to my first meeting and I think, where would I would have been if I had not gone to that meeting? What kind of person would I be if I had never gone to that first, you know, BWMT Kansas City meeting in '85? Where would I be today? What kind of individual would I be like? Who would I be dating? And I have no regrets over, you know, the things that I have, you know, have learned and done over the years with this organization. I have none, and I just can't say enough about it. I do brag about this organization to my friends, even though a lot of them aren't in interracial relationships, and they kind of give you that funny look when you tell them what type of organization. I mean, when I was running around getting brochures and talking to businesses and things like that, and they're like, well, who are you with? And you tell them, I'm with the National Association of Black and White Men. They just kind of, oh, okay, you know, and they keep right on going. But I brag about it. I'm very proud of this organization.
Closing thoughts. I would say that I don't know, just each stage of my life has been, this organization has been a part of since adolescence. And it's interesting to see where I'm going to go. I'm certainly excited about it. I have no idea what the future holds. But I feel like new ideas always are born here at the convention, in terms of, I can't wait to get here to the next convention so I can test out something new, you know, and see how that's going to go. And so I'm just really excited about that in terms of the presentation, you know, and that sort of thing. I think it's an excellent ground to develop yourself, you know, and to develop skills, to foster relationships. And I'm just forever indebted in terms of the opportunity, of having the opportunity to develop, you know, and just willing to take chances. I just think that's really important. I think about taking chances, being willing to share gifts, you know, and give of self without getting anything in return.
Right.
I really think that's important, and not too many organizations I really want to do that for. I mean, especially at this part of my life, I know that the only organization that I'm really about now is the NA, that I really want to give my time to. So I think that's just speaking for the NA in terms of how I feel about the organization. So, thanks.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.